Unit 6, this is our last unit, so this is it, and hopefully you remember this one. This one's pretty fast. We didn't have a ton of topics, and we really just had like 3 topics, and then we just used them in different ways. So first thing we're going to review is parallel and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines have the same slope, but they're going to have different y-intercepts. And then perpendicular lines, their slopes are opposite sine reciprocals of each other. And they might have the same y-intercept, or they might have a different one. That one, it doesn't matter. And another way that we used slope in this unit is to decide if the sides of a shape, we worked with different quadrilaterals, we used it to decide if the shape was a parallelogram or if the angles were right angles, making 90 degrees like in a square or a rectangle. So for our examples, first one, what is the equation of the line that's parallel to y equals 2x plus 9, but it passes through the point -3, 6. So what I know about this line is since it's parallel to the line y equals 2x plus 9, then the slope of the new line is also going to be 2x. So I know that it's going to be y equals 2x plus something. So if we remember y equals mx plus b, I can use that to get started. So once I know that the slope is 2, right here I've been given an x and a y. So what I'm going to do is replace the y with the 6 and replace the x with the -3. And now if I solve for b, this is 6 equals -6 plus b. So I add 6 to both sides, and b equals 12. So I know the equation is going to be 2x plus 12. So this line is parallel to that line because the slopes are the same, but they have a different starting point. All right, example number 2. This time we're doing a line that's perpendicular to 3x plus 4, and it's going to pass through the point 6, -9. So since it's perpendicular, I know that the slope of the new line needs to be -1/3 x plus b. So I can go ahead and fill in the m because I know since it's perpendicular, the slopes have to be opposite sine reciprocals. And then here I've been given the x and the y, so I'm going to replace the y, whoops, sorry about that, with -9. And I'm going to replace the x with a 6. And now we just need to solve. So -9 equals -1/3 times 6. So 1/3 of 6 is 2, but don't lose your negative, plus b. So to solve, I need to add 2 to both sides. So that means b is -7. So the equation of the line is -1/3 x minus 7. And this line right here is perpendicular to that one because the slopes are opposite sine reciprocals of each other. All right, number 3, decide if the shape formed by the points is a parallelogram or a trapezoid. And I've been given A, B, C, D. So what I need to do is use the slope of each side, and then I need to compare them. And what I know is that if the slopes are the same, then those sides would be parallel. In a parallelogram, there should be 2 sets of sides that are parallel, but in a trapezoid, there's only one. So what I'm going to do is find the slope of each side and then determine if they are parallel or not. So from A to B, rise over run. So 9 minus -3 is 12. 7 minus -5 is 12. So the slope of that side is 1. All right, now I'm going to do BC. 9 minus 3 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1, so the slope of that side is 6. From C to D, 3 minus -2 will be 5. 6 minus 1 will be 5, so that equals 1. So this tells me right here that those 2 sides are parallel. All right, now I'm going to find the slope between A and D. So negative 3 minus negative 2 is negative 1. And negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. And that gives me the slope of 1/6. Those two are not parallel. So what I see here is that I have one pair of sides that are parallel, which means this shape is a trapezoid.